Top 5 Scariest YouTube Videos You Should Never Watch Alone. It was 1 a.m. Omar sat in his dark bedroom, leaning against his bed, scrolling through his phone for something new to watch. The house was silent except for the steady ticking of the clock, and the air felt unnaturally cold. Omar was a horror fanatic. He never believed in the so-called cursed videos or the urban legends surrounding certain clips on the internet. But then, as he scrolled through his recommended videos, a strange title caught his eye: Top 5 Scariest YouTube Videos You Should Never Watch Alone. He smirked and muttered, "Let's see if this one can actually scare me." He clicked play. The video opened with an eerie soundtrack, and a low, unsettling voice whispered, "If you're watching this alone in the dark, you might want to reconsider." Some of these videos have left viewers with something more than just nightmares. Proceed with caution, because after this, the dark will never feel the same. A slight chill ran down Omar's spine, but he ignored it and kept watching. 1. The Best Mom. The first clip was an animated short about a little girl calling for her mother. At first, everything seemed normal, but then Omar noticed something was off. The mother's movements were unnatural, her eyes completely black, and her smile, too wide, stretching beyond human limits. As the girl got closer, the mother's face began to warp, becoming something inhuman. At the very end, the mother turned suddenly, staring directly at the camera. Her face now took up the entire screen as she whispered in a chilling voice, "I see you." Omar froze for a moment. Then he chuckled. Just an animation trick, nothing scary. But then, from the corner of his room, he felt something watching him. 2. Mario Victim. The second video looked like an old version of Super Mario, but the colors were distorted, and the music, off-pitch, warped, and unsettling. Mario was running through the level, until he suddenly stopped. A strange message appeared on the screen: "Please, don't leave me here." Mario then started glitching, his body slowly disappearing, leaving only dark, shifting shadows in his place. Before the video ended, Mario's face appeared on the screen, his eyes empty black voids, his mouth stretched in a silent, horrifying scream. Omar quickly closed the video. His room felt colder now. The air heavier. For the first time that night, he glanced at the shadows around him. 3. SCP-513. The third clip featured an old, rusted bell known as SCP-513. According to legend, anyone who rang the bell would start seeing a shadowy figure, following them, everywhere. In the video, a man rang the bell. Then, strange whispers began. A shadow flickered in the background, its glowing eyes reflecting in the camera lens. The man seemed to panic, his breathing becoming erratic as he turned frantically, looking for something. Then, just before the video cut out, a tall, faceless figure appeared behind him. Silence. Then, a distant bell rang inside Omar's house. He swallowed hard, suddenly unsure if he was still alone. 4. The Max Headroom Incident. This wasn't just a regular creepy video, this was real footage of a mysterious TV hijacking that happened in 1987. A distorted man in a plastic mask appeared on the screen, shaking unnaturally, speaking in a garbled, robotic voice. At first, his words made no sense, just static and nonsense. But then, the message became clear: "I am coming for you." Omar smirked. Just an old broadcast, nothing scary. But then, a whisper echoed from behind him. It said the same words. He turned sharply. Nothing there. 5. The Screaming Mummy. The final clip was about the Screaming Mummy, an ancient Egyptian corpse found with its mouth frozen in a terrifying, silent scream. Experts believed the person had suffered a horrible death, perhaps buried alive. But the real horror came from the video recording of the mummy. As researchers examined the remains, the camera picked up an eerie, unnatural sound, a distant, agonized scream. The video cut to black. Omar shivered. For the first time that night, he reached for his light switch. Just before he turned it on. A breath. Close. Right next to his ear. Final scene, black screen, static sound, then a low whisper. You should not have watched this alone. Fire if you're still watching, hit the subscribe button. It might be your only way out.